as a factor, it's a deadly consequence. And I think somebody described this. One of the stations had a story, I think, overnight and mentioned it that it's like a highway to hell. In many ways, it is. But we could change that. We could change that. Yes, sir.
There's something that can be said about road rage. I have a stat that says there were over 200 road rage instances with way over 100 shootings in 2023. Considering kind of things nationwide, is there a message that we send? You know, like road rage happens in a split second. Some
Mhm.
people don't respond to it well, it winds up to be a crash or something. Is there something that can be said on that?
Yeah, well, it's obviously been an increased concern here in the region. I know we've partnered with the Houston Police Department, DPS, others are doing it as well. You know, again, it's not unique to any one area. The scary thing about it is for all the ones that you do see, there's a lot of others that aren't even reported. They just go home and nothing tragic happened. But uh, you know, it's again, it's people being impatient, people in a rush, aggressive drivers. We have a lot of street racers out there as well that take to the roadways and are speeding and racing each other. Those can become deadly. It's really become a dangerous driving culture in this region, and again, we all need to change that. But there's been incidents where nobody fired a weapon; they just pointed a weapon or displayed a weapon, and obviously, we hear of the tragic ones that have lost their life. There's several come to mind from Mr. Castro to the others, you know, Cody in in the Katy area, and then a young lady, I think a teenager heading to Galveston a couple years back. So there's a lot of others that have been impacted. And it's against the law. It's dangerous, and even if you don't strike your intended target, that bullet's going to go somewhere. And sometimes you may be taking out your aggression wrongfully on the driver, but there could be a child in a car seat in the back. I've been on those scenes where maybe it didn't turn out to be tragic, but that happened. I remember Jasmine Barnes, I think maybe my first year as sheriff on the Beltway in East Harris County, fired into the car. I don't know what was going on before, but she tragically lost her life. I think 7-year-old Jasmine Barnes. So, anybody else want to share anything on that? Yeah.
Sure, if you could expand, what can drivers do to help this situation?
No, pues queremos que todos puedan obedecer las leyes, que manejen en una manera responsable. En esta autopista es muy peligrosa. Sabemos que por mucho tiempo no ha habido mucha presencia de oficiales. Queremos cambiar eso, que haya más presencia, pero la meta no es de dar más infracciones, más castigar, sino que tratar de levantar la conciencia y cambiar el comportamiento de los conductores y la gente tiene que bajar su velocidad en esa carretera, aunque todos van de alta velocidad, uno que sea responsable, que utilicen sus cinturones de protección, eso puede salvar una vida también, y que tengan paciencia también, que no se molesten si alguien comienza a conducir de una manera agresiva, que tengan paciencia y que los dejen que pasen y se mantengan en control. Yeah.
Sheriff, you mentioned that there's lots of other corridors that are dangerous as well. Is there a task force or something similar like this for other highways or interstates in our area?
Yeah, we always have, you know, all our partners work on different ones throughout, you know, and so 249 is always a busy place for us. US 90 in East Harris County, a lot of streets, you know, out in the Katy area with a lot of speed racing that goes on. So, look, we're always working collaborative. You know, the good thing about this region is everybody works together. We all support one another. You always hear about the DWI impaired driving initiatives. We'll be having some more of those that we all participate. And this is really a shared multi-agency task force response. So there's a lot of different corridors. Obviously, we're all stretched and limited, and we unfortunately can't be everywhere. That's why we're here making that plea to our community that they're a part of this as well. All of these crashes are preventable, you know, so it's really up to the public to just slow down a little bit because, again, like I mentioned earlier with contributing factors, we always found that 9 people have already lost their life this year in this corridor. So the um, the statistics are trending upward when it comes to this area, and all of these are preventable, and it really impacts lives far beyond we ever know. 9 people will not be, you know, around their families this holiday, and then all the ones that do remain behind, you know, it will not be the same for them because tragically they lost a loved one, and we just want to send a reminder to everyone to just be safe and unfortunately, around the region, I'm sure everyone here could say, yep, we have busy corridors that can be deadly. And so there are others. And so it just depends. We look at data. We're trying to become more data driven, try to leverage resources. So we do work in other corridors, and we look to continue this type of effort going forward. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You wanna- yeah.
What's the question? Yes, sir. Oh, Danny Perez, Public Information Officer for TxDOT.
Your judge local authorities contract with several hospitals to work.
Yes.
Next stop, looking at using 99 and the same thing, contract with agencies for work enforcement.
That's been something we've worked on, so we'll continue to look at that as an opportunity and an option. So that's something we'll continue. It's not gonna, we're not there yet, but we'll get there.
What about the increase in the amount of dollars in STEP program?
Certainly, we'll look into that as well. Not certain, our traffic safety specialists aren't here today, but I certainly can look at that for you.
Yeah, so to my point earlier, that's why we're gonna keep assessing. You know, this is one strategy is increasing the presence out there. But good points, good questions about there's also other opportunities perhaps with STEP or, you know, just a different enforcement model out there for that region. And it's also, like I said, it's a difficult parkway, roadway to kind of do a lot of initiatives too. So we've got to be mindful of all the first responders that are out there because we're putting them in harm's way as well. And so, you know, it's a combination of things, but we'll keep assessing. Anything else? One final one? And then everyone here will be available. We could have some side interviews as well, one-on-ones.
Sheriff, you said this year we lost 9 lives, and the stats continue to trend upwards. When we zoom out and look at this year compared to the last 3 or 5 years, how does it compare?
I don't know if Tess has those specific numbers, how it's been trending upwards for that corridor. You know, but yeah.
This year, after the press conference,
Yeah.
and Cardinal, you know, the statistics really is tough.
Yeah. All right. Thank you very much. I wish everyone a great holiday season and a happy new year. Thank you so much for being a part of this. Thank you. Sure. Thank you so much. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yes, sir.